Hello, welcome to Night's Arcade. I'm Sleepless Night. We are in Hardspace Shipbreaker, and we are going to delve in and do the weekly race once again. Now, after the last time when I accidentally screwed up the audio and had to record this after the fact, I decided that I was going to go and do that from now on, actually, until further notice, because I realised that it should, or it could, potentially save me a lot of time. So here we go. Look, we've got a cargo mackerel. I don't know if you saw there in the menu, it said that I attempted this twice already. That's not true. I've actually attempted it 3 times. The third time, I exploded whilst making a careless cut into the cockpit, or down the sides of the cockpit. So I've actually attempted this 3 times. Normally I'd attempt it maybe 5 or 6 before recording a video, but I don't, regrettably, I don't have that kind of time this week. I've got to record a review and I've got to get it out in a hurry, and I haven't even started recording the gameplay yet, so I've got like less than a week to do it. It's all a bit tense. Anyway, so here we go. Look, we've got a cargo mackerel, and we're cutting through the floor ties. Get down into this corner here and try to cut as many of these. I'm going to loosen that storage bin because I know from doing this first couple of times that those little soft storage crates, if I don't loosen those as and when I come to them, I will tend to forget about them and drag them into the furnace by accident or into the processor by accident. And it just so happens that this week, storage crates are one of the things that we need. So, there we go. Cut through all those roof ties. I don't know why I swapped to the Stinger there. I've no idea. Sometimes I just don't know why I do things. Yeah, see? It was a careless cut. Actually, about that exact point there that caused me to explode. So like I said, it says I've only done this twice and come at number 43 so far, but I have actually done it 3 times, not twice. So I don't think I made any careless cuts on this one, but this is actually my first time watching it through since I did it. I just recorded it just now, and I'm going to coming to record the... Oh dear. Yeah. You see, I'm not being particularly clean. Usually when I've done this 5 or 6 times, I mean, I'm not particularly efficient. I could be a lot more efficient. If I spent time, you know, practicing the efficiency of the movement more on each single ship and having a specific order... Oh, God. I don't know why that sometimes happens. There you go. The second one. There you go. Let me pull those 2 computers together to loosen them. The idea is to use the tethers to loosen all these because it's quicker than loosening each thing one by one. Unless you get stuck, like I just did. There we go, now that side, there you go. Atmosphere regulator off. I don't want that to be floating out. I don't know why I wasted the time to put that back in, but... Click the data drive. Tether a few of these together. Now you see that there's no particular order, and that's probably driving the people who do have a particular order absolutely bananas, but... Look how much time I'm wasting. As I say, I've only done 2 complete run-throughs of this and 1 screwed up one, so this is inefficient even by my normally inefficient standards. Do you see how I don't seem to have any order about how I'm doing this stuff? And I apparently haven't noticed that tether action on those 2, that coolant tank and the fuel tank there, didn't work. That explains why I had a few stuck in, I think, later on. Because that one didn't work for a start and I didn't even notice. So shut off the fuel valve. I think I got stuck a little bit in here as well. I don't know what... Yeah, there you go, see? I don't know what happened there. It sometimes happens, you know, if you're inefficient in your movements there and you're not thinking about what you're doing. Because the thing is, when you release that fuel tap, there's like some automated movements that play through when you release the fuel tap. Oh, missed that as I went through. Oh, and the one on the top side on the right, which I'll get in a minute, I'm sure. So when you release these fuel taps, there's like if you let this animation play out, it's quite slow. So you have to go quite straight into your cutter there. Otherwise, it plays through quite slowly. And if you're letting it play through and facing the nacelles at the time, it kind of pulls you in towards them. And then you can get a bit stuck. So you've got to be a bit careful of that. cutting through. But look at this. There's no order to what I'm doing here at all. I'm just trying to pull out everything. This is... See, I know there isn't normally. Normally, I am quite kind of haphazard about how I do these things because I don't generally go through and practice these races like 10 times. I'll normally, maybe 5 or 6 before I actually... I'll do it maybe 5, maybe 6 times before I actually do the recording. But on this occasion, like I said, I only did 2 full runs and 1 very short one where I exploded, so... That's why this looks even more haphazard than normal, but... Yeah, look at this. No order. What a mess. Oh, dear.
Salvage secured.
Tug the nacelles down to the barge. I mean, I'm moving reasonably quick to say that there's no order to what I'm doing. I think that's the only reason I did as well as I did on this run. Oops, see, that was an accidental press of the scanner there. Not focusing at all. At the moment, the problem is this is actually the only play of Shipbreaker that I'm getting done at the moment, because I've got so many other things on that I'm not managing to play Shipbreaker, which is why you haven't had any other videos. I'm doing my Among Trees playthrough at the moment simply because I don't think there's a lot of life left in it until the next update comes. So that will have to stop soon. So I thought, well, let's get on with that while it's all still fresh. And then, oops. Yeah, look at that. I think I was actually swearing at that point. If I recall. I said I only actually recorded this about half hour ago, but... Trying to get that on that beam at the top so that it pulls. Because if you get it on the flat, sometimes it'll still get hung up. Oh no, see now the cockpit started to twist, that's always a pain.
Warning, no tethers remaining.
That's okay, I'm coming to get some more. There we go, fuel and tethers. That's pulling along nicely. Pull that panel in on the left there. There you go. Get it out of the way before the furnace eats it. Okay, I've stopped that so it doesn't pull it all the way out of the way, because otherwise you can end up going backwards and forward. If you let that pull all the way to the front without cutting the tether... So the reason I do that, you know, we loosen all the stuff in the cockpit and then pull the cockpit towards the master jack at the front there. And it usually, if you've done it right, it pulls all the furniture and computer terminals and the storage and stuff like that. It pulls them all out and leaves them behind, so you haven't got to pull it all out one by one. It saves you a ton of time. But if you let it keep pulling all the way to the jack at the front, that'll actually cost you a little bit more time. I don't know what. Look at this. Slow-ass robotic movements here. I apparently didn't notice that that thing didn't go down to the barge. There you go. See, now I could have cut... If I'd cut out the glass here, I would have made a little bit more money. Oops, that failed. There we go. Try and pull that in, see if it works. So here are all the stuff that's been left behind when I've tugged away the cockpit. You've seen me do this before, or, you know, other people do it before. Much better than me.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Furniture down to the barge. Computer terminals are all done now, but I wasn't really... I've got the work orders up, but I wasn't really looking at it. It's like, it was pointless. I just put it up there to get in your way of viewing the thing. Fuel.
Account credit applied.
That was actually a moment of decision there. I thought to myself, shall I go through and rip that fuel off? No. Let's just pull that entire side in. Pull the whole thing in, let it pull away, and I'll get to all the fuel and coolant later. That's that fuel tank and coolant tank that I thought I'd tethered together that failed. What I was mentioning earlier. So that's why I had to pull them off there. That was wasting a little bit more time, but still. Yeah, that was the moment there. I thought, oh, let's just leave that, and then I'll blast them all down. But unfortunately, that meant I had to use a stinger here, because if I'd used the split saw, and it had got away from me, it had cut through that fuel tank just underneath and caused a big boom. That was poorly done. Oh well, it went in anyway.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Okay, tug that out of the way. Yeah, this is sloppy. Look at the mess. The other thing I actually quite liked about recording, the reason I did this again, the other reason, the thing I quite liked about doing it after the fact, is that I'm not panicking. Oh, crap. Oops, lost that fuel tank. There we go, bring it back. I forgot about that.
You got 5 minutes left in this shift. Knock out that work order before they turn.
So, rather than pulling all those out, I decided to just pull out the floor panels. I remember actually at that point, I almost just blasted without thinking. And which of course would have caused all that fuel and coolant to clang against one another and explode. Destroying whatever was left of my salvage. Which wouldn't have been good. Look at how sloppy and slow this is. Yeah, one of the things I do like about this is it's like... I can comment on my own performance much more calmly than I would if I was recording this as I went. And I quite like that.
Credits deposited.
You might not like it. Let me know whether you prefer, you know, if you're watching these, let me know if you prefer when I'm talking as I go, or whether I'm doing this. I prefer doing it this way, I've got to say, I think. Normally, I prefer live commentary. I don't like, in any video, I don't like doing it, I don't like recording it after the fact, which is why 99% of my videos have got live commentary as I'm doing it. And I used to do it with a race, if you recall, but I stopped. Last week, I did it by accident, and then this week, I figured, oh, actually, I might prefer to do it that way.
Secured. Account credit applied.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know, because I worry about my concentration, but I think my highest position so far ever in the race, at the end of the week, when the week was over,
Credits deposited.
was position number 14, I think. And I think I got that position while I was recording live commentary, so I don't...
Salvage secured.
I think that was on a
Account
big...
credit applied.
Was that on a gecko? A stargazer or something? Or a commercial gecko? I can't remember. I think it was a gecko anyway.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Work order is complete.
Okay.
Object not accepted.
I'm actually looking to see if that aluminium and stuff actually went in. I think it did. So there you go. I hope I didn't miss a lot. I'm determined... Yeah, it's gone in. Okay. So I determined that I was done there and went inside the hab to end the shift. Boom. There it is. And we went up from 43 to 24. There we go. So from 43 to 24. I think I could do a lot better than that this week. And obviously I'm going to slip because as I record this, there's like 3.5 days left on this week's race. Obviously, as usual, you've got Goph there and Clowns in the top 3. So Goph and Clowns are the top 2 there. Last week, there was a ridiculous hacker there with 550 million credits for a ship that was worth like 3.5 million or something. You know, you get bonuses, as Goph has and as Clowns has, and as I have there, the 48% bonus and no penalties because I haven't left anything out or failed a work order. But that's ridiculous, 550 million credits. And it was a clean 550 million credits as well. Just hacked his way to the top of the leaderboard, you know. If that's what you got to do to make yourself feel better about your life, fair enough. But so far this week, no hackers. There don't appear to be any hackers in the top lot. So we've got Goph and Clowns at the top there. And I'm at number 24. So there's 3.5 days left. So I'll probably slip down to, I don't know, 40, maybe lower still than that, I would say, by the end of the week. Normally, I would try that again because I got to number 24 with only 3.5 attempts. So 4. Let's call it 4 attempts. So 4 attempts, obviously, because the third one I failed, so it's obviously 4 attempts. But since I got to number 24 in only 4 attempts, normally I would try to get a bit higher than that, fairly confident that I would manage it. But honestly, this week I don't have the time, so I'm not going to run the race again. I'm just going to leave it at number 24, and that's where I'll be until... Actually, probably until about an hour from now when somebody actually puts a higher score in or tries again at one of the top scores to get even better score. But, you know, that's where we are. There you go, 3 days, 13 hours. Yeah, so 3.5 days, and I'm at number 24. So That's not too bad. That's pretty good. I consider that to be pretty good considering that's only the 4th time I ran that. And I'm not going to be running it again this week, so I won't be getting any higher, and obviously I'll be slipping a lot lower because I've got a review to get out, and so I've got an awful lot of work to do this week. There will be Among Trees videos on Friday, and I don't know how many Among Trees videos we've got left then. Probably a few, because we've still got a couple of things to do, and I'll try to run the race next week again if I have the time. But you can follow me on Twitter at knights_arcade if you want to head over and see what we're chatting about in there. Links to the Knights Arcade, to the Twitter, to the Knights Arcade Facebook page, Knights Arcade Patreon account, to my Discord server if you want to head over there and chat to some of my lovely, warm, friendly community, as they are. I am now streaming on YouTube, in case you didn't know. So I'm streaming, I've left Twitch, and I'm streaming on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. The times are Monday and Wednesday from 8:30 p.m. GMT and Saturdays from 9:30 p.m. GMT. I'm currently streaming Space Crew because Curve Digital were good enough to send me a review code. But after that, who knows? There's an awful lot of stuff coming up. Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I have got Squadrons, and I hope to stream that at some point. I've played it a bit for a couple of hours, but that's all I've managed, to Star Wars Squadrons. And of course there'll be more Hardspace Shipbreaker. But until next time, from Knights Arcade, this is Sleepless Night saying nighty night.